So we've arrived where...
random.
This is very random. We've arrived where the sat-nav has taken us to Winchester Mystery House, and we're in a really built-up area. Is that it? Yeah, I guess that's it then. It's just been built up around. This is so bizarre.
I was expecting it to be on like a
field?
like a country estate.
This is bizarre, right? This is like, let me just show you what's around.
And all those new houses there.
And I guess that's it inside there.
And we've got to go to additional parking because parking is full.
Oh shit, must be a busy day.
So, I guess.
This is nuts.
We've arrived at the Winchester Mystery House for some background information.
Hear him?
It was owned and built by Sarah Winchester, who was the heiress and she inherited a fortune because her husband, her late husband, owned the Winchester Repeating Arms Company, and the kind of history of the. Did you just do an arms?
I did, it's the wrong type of gun, so just pretend I didn't do it.
So we've watched a couple of videos on YouTube. We watched Sam Colby did an overnight
which
stay
was
here.
probably the most accurate historical representation. We've also watched a YouTube video that debunked all the ghosts. We just turned that off.
And there's a movie as well with Helen Mirren.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good movie.
I knew about it before the movie came out. I'd heard of the place, but I didn't know that much about it.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be one of the most haunted places in the world.
It's supposed to be a way station for spirits.
Yeah, so
I don't know how that works.
So yeah, so
a gas station
we're
for
doing
spirits.
a Walking with the Spirits tour, and we're also doing the history, like the
architectural kind of history, and the history of what's her face.
So she's
Sarah, sorry.
So if you watch the movie, basically it makes out that she built this house, and there's loads of staircases and hallways and doors that lead to nowhere, and it's because she was convinced that all of the spirits of the people who'd been killed because of the Winchester Arms Company were haunting her, and apparently she went to see a spiritualist and they told her that this was what it was. And then there's loads of numerology stuff, and
there was a lot of weird stuff. I can't remember all the numbers. It was 11, not one of them.
Maybe. There was definitely 7, and there's 13 windows, 13 staircases, 13 steps.
So she built stuff in that, repeating the numbers.
And when she died, she left the house to the staff. So she kept building and building and building.
Apparently she was really good with her staff as well.
So apparently she kept building it because she wanted to confuse the spirits that were haunting her. But then when we watched this video that debunked it, said that he said she'd never been to a spiritualist, and she was just a really good architect and to keep her staff busy so that they were kept in work. So
a lot of things said that she was just keeping busy because she lost her husband and their baby. I think the baby died really young, and so that was part of why they thought she was on this spiritualist quest. But then the rest of them just kind of were like, no, she was just a really, really brilliant woman who just kept building.
Yeah, so
who knows?
the kind of the ghosty stories came from the company that bought it as a tourist attraction.
Yeah, they ramped up
so they made it into the most haunted house in America.
So this is the second most haunted house we've been to on this trip, because the one in San Diego, Old Town, was the most. The Whaley House was the most haunted house ever. Ever. I reckon where we work is the most haunted place ever. But what do I know?
So we're going to do the Walking with Spirits tour, and apparently on the tour there's a mock-up of a Victorian wake and a seance. So she has a seance room, which is probably, to be fair, just the loft. Well, we'll see. Yeah, no,
I think it's definitely a bucket list place to go that I've always wanted to go. So I think regardless of whether or not it's riddled with ghosts, I think
I don't think ghosts come out through the day anyway.
I think they do. I think it's just when it's hard to see stuff because it's so sunny. It's too sunny here to see ghosts, so they're just too transparent.
But it'll be good. And our friends have done the tour as well, and they said that it's really interesting, just the house tour, just because she was in the time that she was alive, she was a woman, she was an inventor, and she was really clever.
She was an engineer, a brilliant mathematician. She was apparently all-round winner.
Yeah, and women didn't really get any recognition back then for that. So.
I don't know if winner is the right term then, because you don't. Yeah, nobody won when you were born a woman. But yeah,
so we'll see how it goes. And we've
I don't
got
know,
to visit the garden as well.
Yeah, so we'll film some of it. I don't know how much of it we'll be able to film if we're having guided tours.
Yeah, I might ask the guide if we can film some.
Yeah, but we'll try and get some snippets. If not, we'll just break off from time to time.
We'll just wander around.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go explore.
Well, I hope there's a haunted lavatory I can use because I do need to think them. Yeah. It is quite from the car park. So they must have just literally bought the land and built around it. Because there's this interesting dome building here.
I tried to take my sunglasses off, but that was a mistake.
You try to turn them off?
No, take them off.
I'll take them off.
I'll put them in my bag.
Beep. Oh, what you forgot? Making the car toot. You didn't honk it? Toot.
I had locked it, but I like to honk it. Honk it?
Oh, you like to hump it? Weird. So there's ironically there's work being done on it now.
Oh.
So
I wonder if she knows about that. I wonder if the work company had that.
look at this little cute little collared dove. I wonder what people think when they hear us walking around. We've literally just been like, yeah, it's just built up. It sits right next to the Mecca Bingo. And you're like, ah, it's Prairie. Oh my god. Can't take us anywhere. It's right Prairie, that, isn't it?
It's really nice. It's canny.
It's canny. Canny on the fanny. Ollie, stop.
Yeah. This is the first one.
10,000 windows. Is that accurate? 10,000 windows, 2,000 doors, and 160 rooms. It doesn't look big enough.
Maybe it's double glazed, so there's actually only 5,000.
Are they counting letterboxes as windows? Oh wow. We have just completed tour 1 of 2. We're not allowed to take any video, which we thought might be the case. So, now we're too bright. So we've took loads of photos, so we'll put them on our Instagrams. Yeah, that was cool.
We're going to do the mansion tour now.
So we might go over some of the same rooms, but probably not, to be fair. We didn't hit that many rooms on that one.
No.
We did the witch's hat, which we saw in a couple of YouTube's videos, which was creepy. We did a seance room.
Yeah.
Put a hand on the table, you got poked by something.
No, I got prickly arm hairs.
Prickly arm hairs.
Yeah.
I heard a big sigh, but we think it could have just been on. They had these audio
in the background.
recordings while we were sitting in the basement of like workmen working and stuff like that, but I don't know. You can't tell, can you? Because when they play an audio, they're like
behind it.
But it could also just be a deliberate audio ghosty noise.
Yeah, the closing. Yeah.
So we took a lot of photos, so we never know if we have any spooky photos, we'll put them up.
And well, she did say that this one woman was on a tour and she was taking photographs everywhere else and then went into the basement area with all of her photos. Turned out blurry.
I think blurry.
But it's not just because it's dark. So
I think it might just be, like we tried to take a couple of photos and every now and then the long exposure thing clicks in and you just kind of go take the photo and you move it and you're like, oh, no, I've got to hold it. But it doesn't do it every time.
No.
So I think it just did it because the basement was like dark. I don't know.
But, we've got to go and take our places, but I managed to. If we're like one down on our own after the two, we might be able to take some video because it was more about the audio, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll get the tickets ready.
Maybe a silent video. We would just mime.
Yeah. We'll put those
Don't know what that was.
snapshot bits of audio.
Is that our tour going in?
You know, in like silent movies where they have the.
Oh, like the little subtitles?
Yeah.
In the frames?
Not subtitles, yeah. But it's
The
like
framework? Yeah.
The whole picture.
Ooh. Okay. Let's get it. We have concluded our tour, second tour of the Winchester Mystery House, and I preferred the second one, the more historical one, over the paranormal one.
Got to see more, didn't you?
Yeah, I'll explain more. The house is bonkers. Like
It's huge.
you would it doesn't look that big from the outside, but it's like mammoth inside. So
And it was 4 stories bigger, wasn't it?
it was 7 stories high, but an earthquake damaged some of the higher structures, and so they took away 4 floors or something. So it's big. But yeah, that was a lovely tour. Our tour guide was really cute, really funny. Yeah.
And we're going to go and have a look around the garden.
We're going to have a wander around the garden.
Inside.
We weren't allowed to film anything inside, but we took loads of pictures and stuff, so we'll have a look through our pictures. You never know, we might have caught like a ghosty apparition. Didn't
It's
have
not really
any.
creepy, is
it's
it?
not creepy at all. It's just cool. The history is really cool. Like I think that's why I like the second tour more, the house tour, because it was more in depth in the house itself. Is just really interesting as opposed to like the ghosty side of it, which is interesting.
And like
but
the story of our life and stuff like
Yeah.
that as well.
it's even though it's like built over, was it 40 years of just continuous adding things on and weird, like kind of building rooms around windows that once looked outside, and everything's built so beautifully.
And he was saying, so you go into a part of the house and it's the original back porch. And he was saying that everything on one side of that was original, but they don't know where it starts and where it ends because there was no
Yeah.
original blueprints.
So yeah, so that's really cool. It's this guy here, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With the moustache. So this guy who I just pointed to, this is the original. These are the original guys who built the house, the carpenters. This guy on the end is known as the wheelbarrow ghost. They don't know his original name. That's the tie-dye ghost. This is one of only 2 known photographs, apparently, of Sarah Winchester on the premises. So that threw me when you said that. It wasn't just 2 photos that only ever existed of her, full stop. It was 2 of her on the premises. I don't know if you can really see it because it's pretty glary. She's quite cute, you know.
She's teeny tiny.
She's teeny tiny. What did you say? She was 4'10". 4'10". So this is the original house with the 7 stories and the bell tower, and this structure here, after the earthquake, was leaned so severely over that it had to come down. And I guess she took all of this down from what looks like maybe from this structure here up, because all of this, I think, is still there.
Yeah, because you can see out the window, you can see like some of the these towers, and there's nothing.
So is that the witch's hat then? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Because the other 2 are towered, and that one's got windows. Sorry, and that one looks like a bell tower. So just while we're looking at this photo here, and then looking out the window, we think that that's probably the witch's hat room there.
And that's where people do seances and things like that.
So there was 2 different seance rooms we got taken to on this tour, wasn't there? There was one which was in there, which was the one we learned about on YouTube. Yeah, and then there was a really small one that had 1 way in, 3 ways out, but you couldn't return back through them. That led into just a really creepy, unfinished dressing room. Yeah. So I don't know what that one was attached off of her actual bedroom though. And this is the door to nowhere, which I guess anybody who knows anything about the Winchester house will recognise that.
Dimension tour at 3:10 is departing outside in the courtyard.
So relaxing.
At 3:10 is departing outside in the courtyard.
The hayloft. Remember, you took those crazy stairs to get there. See those spider-webbed windows next to the hayloft? That's the 13th bathroom. And if you look to the right, you can see the room with the curtains, which is the room where Mrs. Winchester died. Above that, you can see the shaft for the Otis elevator, which carried Mrs. Winchester from the 1st floor to the 3rd floor. Next to that elevator shaft is the 4th story balcony. Hard to believe that the mansion used to stand 3 stories higher. The room in front of you, on the 2nd floor with all the windows, that's the South Conservatory. We're standing here on part of her driveway, and if you look down it, you can see the large double doors to the carriage entrance where you began your mansion.
So this was the original house when Sarah first bought it. We're just hanging out in the stables.
There's a lot of diamond-like shaped windows in there.
Yeah.
A lot of the internal windows are diamond shaped.
It is so hot and I've just burnt my elbow. It is so hot in this car right now, so we got the aircon blasting. Oh, I'm suffocating. So, we've just heard that there might be a storm coming, which where we are right now wouldn't be an issue, but where we're going to tomorrow might be an issue.
We're gonna have to find some news reports.
Yeah, just turn that down a second. Yeah, so we'll have a little look online. It's Hurricane Hillary or Storm Hillary. I don't know.
I'll Google.
Yeah, so
and then we'll see what it says about how we get to, because we're staying in Lucia Lodge, which is like a cliffside hotel, little cabin, and it's on Big Sur.
It's on a cliff face which has had erosion issues in the past, I think. But the issue I'm concerned about is whenever we've looked at the route on Google Maps, it's not straightforward because there's roads that have been closed from mudslides in the past, and I'm wondering if this storm would that be a mudslide, or because it's flooding and stuff like that.
I did get an email yesterday, and it's like the update you have.
So if there was anything of an issue, they would let us know. Probably fine.
I can drop them an email.
I'm sure it's going to be relaxing as to be on that cliff front in that storm. Great.
See.
But also the Lucia Lodge is the lodge that was featured on Nurse Ratched.
Yeah, it's where she stayed.
It's where she stayed with the most amazing.
And it was recommended to me by a client who didn't actually know they'd filmed it there. She'd just stay there. And
she just stayed there. That's cool. All right. I've got a sweat touch. Is she? No. We don't have a massive amount of memory left on the card. We need to stick everything on the laptop. We've got about 8 minutes, so we're just going to do a little bit of filming. Just come to Sausalito, came across the Golden State Bridge, and we have found a La Porte, I think that's what's called, ice cream place. So yeah, so we found an ice cream place. We're going to quickly pop there, eat some ice cream, go look at the views. Drop it in the water. Just had some ice cream, probably all over my face.
Definitely all of mine.
Yeah, it's so good. And we're just sitting here now.
We're in Sausalito.
In Sausalito. Don't even know the place. Shows what I know. So we're just sitting now, taking in the view. A nice chill out, and then we're just gonna go back to the hotel. It's really sunny. But it's not like, well, it's not super hot right here because we're on the water edge, but
It's so pretty.
the views are just nuts. Very relaxing. I'm ready to take a nap right now.
Yeah.